Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Resonator and in this video, I'm going to delve once again into the bullshit factory that is Roosh V's website. And once again, if you don't know who Roosh V is, he's a worthless sack of shit. He is a waste of biomatter, he's a waste of air, he's a waste of fucking atoms. He is a pathetic excuse for a man who has to use tricks to get women because his own personality is that fucked. He has to lie to women to bed them. And if you've ever seen this motherfucker's face, you know he has a dead expression. He looks like a fucking corpse. He's got dead eyes. He's got that scruffy fucking beard. And yeah, I know I have a scruffy fucking beard. But I don't look like a serial killer. And I don't advocate for rape being legalized on private property. So I think I'm way the fuck ahead of Roosh. I'm a cunt V. Enough with the preamble. Let's get cracking, shall we? The piece I'm going to be responding to in this video is Women Are Killing the Golden Goose. And I don't think I need to tell you who authored this piece of shit, but if I do, it's Roosh V. I'll leave a link to it if you want to go read it for yourself. I highly recommend you don't, unless you have a large amount of alcohol to kill your brain cells after you fucking read it. Because you might want to block out that span of time that you spent reading this shit. But maybe, me reading this out and responding to it and venting my frustration at this shit will help you move through this stuff. Maybe it'll inspire you to do videos against this cock-sucking piece of shit. So, let's get through it as fast as humanly fucking possible. I feel sorry for any young man who gets started in the game today. He must deal with significantly more challenges when it comes to meeting women that tax both his free time, mental health, and overall life enjoyment. Well, how about you get some joy out of life and not chase tail, and actually like yourself before you go after a woman, because when you like yourself, people will gravitate towards you. This man may eventually come to the rational decision that, based on the standard of women he wants and the value they're able to give him, it's too much of a strain to chase them. Because when you want to be in a long-standing relationship, you don't go with your feelings, you do a cost-benefits analysis. That's the rational thing to do, is to do a cost-benefit analysis on whether or not it's too fucking hard to be a decent human being. And just say, fuck it, and be an asshole. And what's even funnier about the fucking whole Roosh V fan base is that if they were just honest with themselves, it would probably be easier to get tail, because there are plenty of women who like having sex, and they could just kind of, meld, and, if they were actually just honest with themselves, it'd be easier, instead of, trying to go through this weird fucking Machiavellian whole process of, pretending to be something that you're not to get sex, when it's a hell of a lot easier just to be who you are and, let the women who are attracted to you flock to you. What is the number one female behavior that is turning men off from pursuing women? Having fucking standards. Having standards that are actually, about getting a decent human being and not settling for some abusive dick. But even then, it's not turning men off of pursuing women, it's turning off scumbag men from pursuing women in a legitimate fucking manner. Without a doubt, it's flaking. We're now in the middle of a worldwide flaking epidemic where women are showing a shameful lack of respect to men by leading them on with clear interest and then canceling plans at the last minute or outright disappearing without notice. Now, why would a woman say one thing and do another thing? Could it be that the guy who asked them out is a creepy, stalkerish kind of dipshit who might be giving off this aura of, if you say no one, you're gonna end up in my fucking trunk with duct tape stretched over your mouth? And they say, yeah, I'll go out, and then they just fucking go witness protection, and they just fucking disappear. It's not flaking when, you meet someone initially, and you're like, oh, they're a decent human being, and then when you get to know them, you're like, I don't want to be around them because they're fucking freaky psycho bastards. That's not flaking, that's called having a realization to get the fucking farthest you can get from that fucking person. And I'm fucking sorry, but as someone who was that guy who was so oblivious that, I didn't realize that I was being used, men see what they want to see. A woman that does not necessarily lead a man on. A guy sees what he wants to see. Simple as that. You may think, things are going the way they're going, but they may not actually be going that way. Rose-tinted glasses and all that shit, as someone who fell victim to that, I think I can speak on it. And I didn't actually end up hating women. I actually like women. I love talking to women. I love being there for women. I love talking to them. I love being a decent human fucking being to them. Even after being treated like a fucking piece of shit by my first girlfriend. Anyway. It used to be that the type of girl who would flake on you was drunk when you met her, but now flaking is happening with girls you're currently having sex with and who, we must fairly assume, have enjoyed your company to a strong degree. Why do you assume that they have actually liked the time you've spent with each other? You could have been a rebound. And, again, they may have liked your dick, but they may have not liked your brain, because your brain is for shit. As girls are encouraged by the culture to pursue their momentary whims, feelings, and desires, we are facing a generation of women who don't know how to make plans and keep them. You know what? We're actually raising women to make their own choices. To not be bogged down by choices that may have been bad and being able to say, that was a bad decision, I'm not doing anything with that fucking decision anymore. You just kind of clean your hands of it and you move the fuck on. You get past it. Most horny young men have natural immunity to systematic flaking. Oh, God. They are so single-minded in getting laid that they are able to temporarily forget the disrespect that was served to them and instead chase another girl. How is it disrespectful when if they have a singular desire to get laid, if you seem thirsty, people are going to stay the fuck away from you. That's why you don't seek them out, you be who you are, and people will come to you. And why is it disrespectful of women to maybe get rid of some immature dipshit? If you're immature, you're immature. Simple as that. They can get flaked on as many times as needed in order to eventually fulfill their biological desire of fornication. Such a man may remark that it's no big deal when a girl flakes, and that it's something that you have to deal with, as I surely have stated in the past. There are two things that I didn't understand. Oh, there's plenty of shit you don't understand and didn't understand. Roosh fucking baby. Trust me on that. There's plenty of shit you don't understand. And there's plenty of shit you haven't ever conceived of understanding because you're a fucking checkers player in a chess world. You're fucking simple-minded. You're not thinking moves and moves ahead. You're thinking about instant gratification. You're not thinking forward. And that's the biggest fucking problem you have. One, a man's horniness will decrease from its peak. It's easy to ignore the effects of flaking when your testicles are commanding the action, but that will inevitably fade, and soon your more logical brain will take over. If you are the example of what happens when your logical brain takes over, motherfucker, your brain ain't logical. Your brain's full of bitterness and self-fucking-loathing. Oh, God. And start convincing yourself to modify your behavior to avoid the flaking. And if anything Roosh V has ever fucking said as an indication, he wants you to date rape women and do it on your own premises so that way they can't fucking do shit because he's advocating for rape being legal on private property. It will first try to weed out flakes using various techniques, but when that fails to work to a satisfactory degree, it will begin avoiding women. And women of the world will fucking rejoice. They will get down on their knees and thank fucking Allah, God, Yahweh, fucking Buddha, and the fucking Kami, and fucking whatever the fuck the Sikhs fucking Messiah is called. I used to know what it was called, but I don't remember what it's called now. They would all get down on their fucking knees and praise the mythical and mystical fucking being they believe in and say thank you for getting this cocksucker out of my fucking life. I may have gone a little bit theatrical with that, but I don't give a shit. It's my own fucking channel. I can do whatever the fuck I want. 2. The effects of flaking are cumulative. If a cat scratches you for the first time, you'll be surprised and shrug it off. You may find the cat to be playful and coy when it scratches you subsequent times, but after a cat scratches you 250 times, you will establish a strong link between cats and the ensuing pain that comes from their scratching. If a cat constantly scratches you, that's a fucking problem! It sees you as a threat! It's afraid of you! There are plenty of cats. I have 3 fucking cats in my house right now. I've only gotten scratched like once or twice. With each of them. They like me. They climb on my fucking chest. They purr when they're around me. They like me. They don't scratch me. If they keep scratching you, you need to get rid of the fucking cat and give it to someone who actually gives a shit about the fucking cat. Because obviously you don't give a shit about other human fucking beings or other fucking beings in fucking general. Either you'll start wearing gloves to play with cats, put your skin within safe distance of them, or avoid them entirely. Again! Cats do that shit when they feel threatened. They claw, they scratch when they're scared shitless. They don't do it normally. You know, they may need you, but they don't, like, fucking take their claws out and scratch the shit out of you. There's a lot of shit that could be going wrong. I like how your solution is to avoid cats at all fucking costs since they keep scratching you. Instead of differing your behavior. You know, you can't keep doing this same exact shit time after time after time after time after time after time ad infinitum and then expect different fucking results. You have to change your behavior to change results. God damn! Men have flaws to their nature just like women. But those flaws are not enough for women to decide to drop out entirely of dating men. And the only women who suggest that are old spinsters who were forced to because they no longer get even scraps of attention from them. Yes, and saying shit like that will make you drown in pussy, right? Women will flock to you if you say shit like that. Yet, like in Japan, we're seeing young American men in their hormonal prime completely drop out from all interactions with women. And again, I say again, they will get down on their fucking knees, look skyward, raise their hands, enjoy and say thank you, Allah, Yahweh, fucking Buddha, and the Bodhisattvas, and fucking the Sikh fucking thing, and the commies, and the fucking the fucking everything. They'll praise everything for getting you sacks of shit out of their fucking lives. Imagine how bad the behavior of women has become for men to voluntarily forego the immense bodily pleasure of sex. They're probably in their mom's basement with an Ona hole or a fleshlight, fucking the shit out of it while going through some weird fucking fantasy in their head about how it's the women's fault, not their fucking fault, that women aren't drowning them in the puss. And that's in their head, not my head, by the way. They would say puss, probably. Well, there are additional deficiencies in the modern woman that can fill encyclopedic volumes, incessant flaking in the oh my god, quality check your shit, Roosh. You have a staff, I presume. You got someone, anybody. Get your goddamn mother, who's probably oblivious to your shit, to read your god-awful drivel. It's supposed to be is the biggest one, not in the biggest one, you fucking dipshit. At least I have the excuse when I fuck up. I have the excuse that I don't edit my videos and I don't script my fucking videos. So if I fuck up and mispronounce something, it's my own goddamn fault. And I also take responsibility for saying this shit. And again, it's not their fault that women are fleeing from them. It's the women's fault. It's the women's fault that they're not getting anywhere near the sex they think they are. It's the women's fault, not their own fault. Thoughtful introspection would do you cocksucks a lot of good. Sit down in the middle of the woods, cross-legged, do some meditation, do some introspection. Do some retrospection. Look at your life. Look at what you're doing with your life. And change it. At one time in my life, I probably would have fallen into Roosh V's fucking trap. But I've seen and done things that have changed my fucking life. I've read things. I've read this shit day in and day out and day in and day out. I've engrossed myself in this shit. And it's changed me because I realize how fucking piss poor this crap is. About blaming other fucking people for your problems. As long as women are encouraged to shop around for men, and there is a lack of cultural shaming that punishes women from breaking their word, ghosting, and not maintaining their commitments, you will only see an increase in sexless, men going their own way groups. And again, I say once fucking more, and I'll probably say it more in this fucking video by the end of it. Women will get down on their fucking knees, raise their eyes skyward, raise their hands, and thank whatever fucking being they believe in. Even if they don't believe in anything, they'll thank fucking God more than likely. And say, thank you, God, for getting these worthless, mealy-mouthed bitches out of my fucking life. And I fucking love this. I fucking love that. Women are starting to do the same shit that Roosh does to women, and he gets all pantsy about it. He gets all little pissy about it. He shits his little fucking briefs. That women are doing the exact same shit he's doing. And has done and will probably continue to do until he puts a fucking bullet in his head, hangs himself, or commits suicide and other fucking things after he looks at his fucking life and see how miserable he fucking is. It's becoming too hard for a man who doesn't deeply commit the time and study to game to even get a date with a girl who shows up at the agreed upon time, let alone have sex with her. Maybe, just fucking maybe, you should use your brain, not your dick. Or use your heart or your conscience, if you have one, and actually talk to the woman. Have a conversation. Use your words. Use the fucking useless hole that you have on the front of your fucking head and talk. How about you read a fucking dictionary? How about you read a fucking grammar book? How about you learn how to string words together in a coherent fucking sentence? And women might want to talk to you, and if you talk to them, they might eventually want to date you, and then they may even want to fuck you. But no, it has to be immediate. You need immediate gratification because you're a fucking child. You're a checkers player in a chess world. The pain for these men in not having sex does not outweigh the pain of the flaking and other abuse that women are now giving. Pain that our male ancestors didn't at all have to experience. Because men basically owned women. Now that women are independent of men, they don't have to deal with your shit anymore. And you don't fucking like that. Women aren't subservient to men anymore, and ya dipshits don't like it. And yet there is nothing that suggests women are even capable of recognizing their antisocial behavior. It's their antisocial behavior? Are you fucking shitting me? When people like you walking around this fucking planet, when people like you are walking the fucking streets of towns and cities across the fucking world, is it any wonder women leave their house very fucking rarely and interact with other fucking men very rarely? Doesn't fucking surprise me that women don't want to fuck around with your shit. Cause you're fucking petulant children. If you want someone to baby you, go find a sugar mama. There are plenty out there. But if you want to act like a fucking adult, put your pants on, one leg at a fucking time, and walk forward. And grow a set of fucking testicles and take rejection. Become a decent human fucking being. Be a fucking adult for once in your miserable fucking life. Again, you're blaming women. You're blaming women for their antisocial behavior, but with your bitching and moaning on the internet, which is antisocial in and of its fucking self, you don't realize it is. You don't want to realize that it is. You want to think that you're fucking amazing and it's the women's fault. Get with the fucking program. Please. It'll make things so much fucking easier. For both you and me. I'm so happy I can fucking scream again. I can let out my fucking rage at these fucking idiots. Women are currently enjoying a party of epic proportions. They are allowed unlimited personal freedoms to live as they want, date how they want, and act as rude and disrespectful to men as they want. Yeah! Women are able to be who they want to be. They're being given carte blanche like men used to get. Again, you don't like it that women are doing the exact same shit you want to do. But you don't realize what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Turnabout's fair fucking play and every other cliche fucking statement that goes along those same lines. And here's a phrase that I got from my Latin teacher. Garbage in, garbage out. You guys are garbage, and you don't put forth any effort, and thus you get garbage going out, and you don't like it. You don't like it that women see you for the miserable pieces of shit you are. They see past your masks. They see past all the fucking bravado, and they don't like what they see. And neither do you. That's why you had to hide behind masks and game. Because you don't have a personality. You don't have a fucking conscience. You don't have empathy, sympathy, nothing. You have fucking nothing. You're a pissy little cunt. And all your followers are just as pissy and whiny as you. And you need to realize that real fucking quickly. Or else you're gonna die a slow fucking death. But maybe that's what you deserve. Maybe that's what you fucking deserve, you piece of shit. Maybe you deserve a slow fucking death from renal failure or fucking liver failure. Because you're a goddamn failure as a human fucking being. It would be poetic justice. Let me calm down a little bit. There is no institution in the establishment that wants to reverse these behaviors, but men are also allowed the freedom to make a choice of not dating these women. And those women will once again say, "Thank you, Allah. Thank you, Buddha. Thank you, Bodhisattva. Thank you, Kami, for getting these miserable little shit for brains out of my fucking life." And that's exactly what growing numbers of them are doing. If only that were actually true. If only these thirsty little shits actually withdrew from society. That would be a glorious day indeed. We could call it RV Day. The day Roosh V and his little sycophantic followers cut themselves off from reality. I hear there's a good place in Guyana. It's called Jonestown. You might have to get the smell of death out of your fucking system and out of the fucking place. Seems like a good place for you all to go. It used to be that men who were socially awkward would drop out first, but in the next 10 years you will see accomplished, ambitious, and even top 10 handsome men drop out of the sex game simply because women keep abusing the goose. And you know what'll happen? The decent men, the ones that are left, the ones who have been waiting for you assholes to leave the roost, will treat the women right. We'll swoop in and be the decent people that we are. Without crying on our shoulders, we'll fucking make them forget about you. And you all will die in obscurity. And that's what you're afraid of. You're afraid of them forgetting about you. That's your deepest, darkest, innermost fear, isn't it, Roosh? That women won't remember you. And that women won't be seduced by your asshole demeanor. And at that point, when that happens, I want to be there. I want to see the light go out of your eyes. I want to see you start crying and crying and crying. I'll use a lacrima to gain those tears up, and I'll drink them like a sweet, sweet whiskey. Because in that day, maybe, just maybe, you'll realize what a big piece of shit you are. And maybe you'll change. There will always be thirsty beta males who give these women unlimited attention. Yeah, who's really the thirsty ones? Are we, the betas, really thirsty? Who are the ones getting all pissy about women being picky? Not choosing them? Who's really the thirsty ones? Just saying. But we already know that women don't want them. They sure shit don't want you, Roosh. They don't want you. And if you're alpha males, then we're not beta males. We're omega males. You're the beginning, but we're the end. We're the end of you. Once men of higher value start giving up, and it's only a matter of time if current trends continue, I wonder where women will find their golden eggs. They'll find them with the omega males. The ones at the end of the rainbow. The ones with the pot of gold. The ones with the good personalities. The ones who don't treat them like shit. The ones who protect them. The ones who love them. Who listen to them. Who hug them. Who cuddle them. Who keep them warm. They'll come for us. They won't come for you. So go off to your little Shangri-La, Roosh. Do us all a favor. And please, go away. Just go the fuck away. Let's read the comments, shall we? Should be interesting. So, Anon, which is a big surprise on Roosh's little website. He writes, once men of higher value start giving up, and it's only a matter of time if current trends continue, I wonder where women will find their golden eggs. It can be seen in many nations that the higher the value of the men, not only are the women themselves of higher value, but also behave better. The worst women tend to be in places where the average man is a liberal fag, and where the SMV of the average man is already at a historical low. Yeah, because Roosh V. I bet women are just clamoring for him. Especially when they read about the whole, rape being legal on private property thing that he's pushed for. However, this is not an issue. Value is value, and that is universal. Value is actually subjective. That whole, one man's garbage is another man's treasure. Value is subjective. Despite there being significantly more flaking in the West, a high-value man will always do better in Western countries than he would be in the FSU. The sex ease is a major factor that offsets whatever effect flaking could have on results. In the FSU, a high-value man would perhaps find himself with more dates because the women certainly are more serious about finding a man. They're desperate. And they're probably in a Eastern Bloc country. They see a greater long-term human value in men than do their Western counterparts. However, Western girls are so ridiculously easy that the effort-to-lay ratio could very well be 3 or 4 times better in the West despite flaking. Needless to say, you will get much hotter and much sweeter girls in the FSU. If quality for an LTR is the only factor in consideration, the FSU is the no-brainer option. However, if fun times with relatively nice girls, of which there are many in the West, Western girls are not the cunts they are played up to be by what seems mostly omega males in internet chat rooms, is the goal. Western countries are the best choice. That's why Roosh, has all those guides about Eastern Bloc countries, right? Debos. So what if women flake? They know we're trying to extract as much sex as possible with committing the least amount of our resources. Flaking is a natural counter to this. Now, on the other hand, if a man is trying to court and genuinely seeks a long-term relationship with a woman who flakes, then she is not worthy of his attention. Move on to the next one. Joseph, I don't know, man. This stuff doesn't sound very convincing. What do you base your assumptions on? You're a well-known American womanizer living in a Polish? I'm assuming that's supposed to be posh or something. Second-tier city, or Polish second-tier city. Why do you think a girl should stay loyal to you when she probably knows everything about you? My deduction is that they might enjoy the idea of having sex with you. After all, you are a man with experience and tight game, and perhaps also the sex itself. But then they move on, looking for a more reliable guy, probably a local one. We all know that Polish girls don't dislike a ride with a cool foreigner once in a while, but then more often than not, they end up settling with a Polish, perhaps beta dude. So yeah, girls flake. They do it after sex too. And they do it especially if they know or sense that you are a player. Bet your ass if you had serious intentions with them, girlfriending/wifing them up, they wouldn't. Accept the reality for what it is, dude, and please don't mislead other men making them think that your personal limited experience can be taken as a paradigm for what actually happens between men and women out there in the world. Anon, I wouldn't try going down the boyfriend route with a young Polish girl. You're in for a world of pain if you go in with that mindset. Remember, it is a carousel nation. Doing what you suggest is like bringing flowers on a first date with a New York City 25-year-old lawyer. I'm just going to skip ahead. Anon. This looks like it was written by a 15-year-old incel about to go on a shooting spree. Even Russian girls flake to a degree. Certain things in game are universal and cross-cultural. What's the next post? Men committing suicide over shit tests? Oh, I'm done. Ta-ta.